Armed Forces recruitment disaster. Who'd have thought that with people like the RAF saying that white pilots are no good, something they got taken to court for and lost, and creeping in with DEI and all the trans ideology into our military, that eventually people would simply stop joining. I know people in different branches of the armed forces and they tell me it's nothing like it used to be. Many of them are just seen out the last few years now, until they get their pensions, their war pensions, and then that's it for the rest of their lives, they're done. And now the armed forces are panicking because they're struggling to recruit anybody into the Navy, the RAF or the Army. Because these kids now are being taught in schools that Britain is bad. Everything we've ever done is bad. The Empire was awful, colonialism was terrible. Britain is the devil incarnate as far as empires go. And this does go back once again to the educators in the primary schools and the high schools and the colleges and the universities, because they're all tossers. People who've never lived in the real world, just stayed in education from being children to being full-grown adults. But it also has to include the chiefs of these different branches of the armed forces who also went along with the DEI crap. Let's put in gender-neutral toilets bullshit. Let's change the way the army works or the military works just to make sure we can accommodate everybody. Let's put recruitment adverts out there with some Muslim praying halfway through a training exercise. Completely ignoring about 85% of the population of this country. Not just ignoring them, but actually telling them they're no good and we don't want you. And now lo and behold, no one's joining. Until the military goes back to how it should be, strict discipline, breaking people and then rebuilding them in their own image. That's exactly what the military tries to do when it trains every single new recruit. It will never ever recover, and it will never even be something of its former glory. We've always had a fairly small armed forces, but let me tell you, they've always been the best armed forces, the best trained armed forces in the world. Even when they're using inferior kit to people like the Americans, we still had the best personnel in the world. And at the moment, that entire history of our military is in jeopardy.